Yeah. Too bad you don't have a gun. Watch it roll off your back then. Oh shit, piss on it. A license to kill. Use James Bond would be good for population control. Right?
Yeah, that would be good.
I got me a license to kill, bugger, whoever I like. It's called, what's that called? That's called
MI1 or something.
No, it's called Card-Carrying Republican, I think.
Is it?
Yeah. I get to fuck anybody who's got less money than me, or anybody that looks like they might have more than me, but acquired through suspicious means. I'm gonna get my business to find out just what means those words and see if I can't scoop that for myself. There's the game going on in jurisprudence in the United States. It's not surprising that I have the bad taste to spend a few relaxing moments getting myself spun right out of my fucking tree watching 60 Minutes. Dealing with, first of all, like 25% of the mortgaged houses in the United States are technically insolvent. That means that they're underwater. They're mortgaged for more than they're worth. So let's say you got a house you paid $100,000 for, now worth $50,000 if you could sell it. You can find somebody stupid enough to buy it in your neighborhood, right?
The permit master says that you're let me see, that you're insane.
That I'm insane? You think I'm insane?
No.
Overreacting, you think? That, like 11,000 of my people have been disenfranchised from their own homes by these fuckers? They'd rather throw people out on the street and collect nothing in the fucking homes. The municipalities are turning them into fucking parks. So the banks would rather lose entirely rather than settle for 25%, which they do on business loans 100% of the time. So there's some evil force at work here, I suggest to you, asserting that on all these homes, these foreclosures, there's no negotiating. They either pay the full amount or they're on the street. If I owe you $100,000 and you call me and say, look, I'm in financial trouble, I'll tell you what, I'll give you $25,000 today. Would that work? Or, you can try the bankruptcy court tomorrow. I'll take 25 grand, shut my mouth, call it a bad case of business blues, and move on, right? And this is standard business practice, but they're practicing something unusual in this case. These people are being offered nothing other than the boot, the toe of their boot. The banks that promised that they were going to show them their money, their house was worth all this money, right? just take from your own bank account, they said, right? Interest starting out at like 1.5%. But if you're 3 seconds late on one payment, it goes up to 18%.
Yeah.
And from there to 28%.
And doubles.
Yeah, and of course there's penalties for having the inconvenience of having us to raise the interest rate on you as well. There's penalties for that to move, but. And these people are too illiterate and too disenfranchised to start with to complain. They figure they got fucked by the system that they were trying to support, but they're not sure. Can't really put their finger on what did it to them.
They don't know why.
Like, does Obama look like Pharaoh to you?
No.
How about George Bush? I think George Bush should confuse himself with Pharaoh. Pharaoh had a couple of wits, right? Pharaoh was a true king. But even Pharaoh never sucked on his people like this. I mean, Pharaoh, had, criminals and fucking, riffraff building fucking tombs for his ancestors or whatever. But the point is, he had to give them something to do, right? And I'm sure he fed them while they were laboring. And to be fed living in a desert was something in those days. You got millions of people hanging around, nothing to do, right? Build a pyramid. Keeps them employed, keeps them focused on something, keeps productivity happening, or the illusion of productivity happening, right? But this is fucking ridiculous. Like, these country club perverts. I was walking in front of a couple of them today complaining about the cost of redoing the grass in the park for the the tent city when it was here, complaining about the economic conditions. Jesus Christ. And Hobo Fund's business was down 30% through the whole ordeal. I mean, it's just ghastly. You know? Why not? You know, I want to turn around and punch them out, but, you know, it's an old man, old woman. He's about 93 and she's about 78, right? And they're discussing the what things are coming to these days. You know, the people with no respect for law and order, moving tents into the park, imagine. Who do people think they are? You think they run the place? And smile their secret little smitten grin, right? Theorizing we do. That was you that once told me, right? You want to make God laugh, tell him your plans.
That's right.
Okay. So we got some plans, some surprises for some people. I think we can say this. Don't you think this is true?
I do.
Yeah. So, I don't know what it's going to take for that to get through to these stunned fuckers, but you know, how much clearer than Dick Cheney, George Bush, and their buddies check their phone records and see who they're giving blowjobs to on Wall Street, and that's where your your $17 trillion is gone. That and Republican armament manufacturers. That's where it all went. Up their nose, up their bum, and into Swiss bank accounts. That they stole fair and square, and they got nicely tucked away, and so Bob's your uncle. End of story. The Supreme Court is not interested in this case, nor is anybody else. We don't want to look here. We don't want to look at the Republican Party. I'd love to get the records of the Republican officers, the minutes of the Republican Officers Party annual meeting for the last 30 years. Do a forensic. The WikiLeaks people do a forensic accounting of Halliburton Engineering and a few other McDonnell Douglas, 3M, all kinds of nice, luscious little plums. You understand? And the Federal Reserve System as well. You know, like, let's squeeze some nuts here, shall we? Like, you know, if we're gonna have truth, even if I can wiggle, why not have it do a mambo? You know what I'm saying? Like, why not have a cha-cha?
Yeah.
So, we're going to have a new hit parade. It's called The Truth Wiggle.
Damn, I can't start that.
Well, yeah, I know. They're not going to let you in the club, asshole. But, you know, you can practice up. You have to have not told a lie for a whole day to get in the Truth Club. Unfortunately, there's nobody can make it through the first day. It's the hardest. Like quitting alcohol. I'll start that tomorrow. How much would you bet on that as a business proposition? Tell you what, let me $100,000 on it. Start on it sometime next week. Maybe tomorrow even. God, these are pathetic fucking moles. You understand? They're stupider than fucking dinosaurs. They're taking less time to feed on their own bum. In fact, dinosaurs took millions of years to do this, right?
Yeah.
These fuckers are doing it in 30. or 40, anyway. Within 40 years ago, there was a positive numbers in the U.S. current account. Now it's somewhere between 17 and $70 trillion in debt. Virtually every dollar note printed of U.S. currency is a debt to the Federal Reserve Bank. The Federal Reserve Bank has no assets of its own, has no current account. Well, it might have a current account, $100 in it or something. It's immaterial. It has no assets and loans money to the government. How does it do that?
By stealing yours.
No. I you can't do that, can they?
Oh,
Oh yeah, they did, didn't they? Stole 40% of it. What they did is they printed 40% more currency than they had any remote business printing, siphoned it off into their own little circle jerk boys clubs, Wall Street was the most blatant of them all. It was like kind of it's like the shakedown of the mooch, you know, like a carny fucking show. You understand? Typical fucking, you know, worse than a carny show. At least with a carny show, you get some entertainment. All they got was some moron slapping on his chair and going, "Get you guys time to act now. I'm going out of office in 70 days, and these are my boyfriends, and I got to go first at the next circle jerk in the Skull and Bones Club." I mean, I want to get my star on the wall and everything, you know. So help me out here, eh? Forfeit your children to my perversion. Forfeit your assets to my perversion, and don't make too fucking much noise while you're paying the bill. Shut the fuck up while you're about it.
That's true.
All right. Not only that, me and my buddies want to piss on whatever natural resources you got left because we get rocks off doing it. It makes us think we run something other than our own delusions. So,
Not very likely.
you know what? I wouldn't bet a whole lot on that horse, but you go right ahead. All right, you go right ahead. You bet everything you want on that horse. But there's choices to make now, isn't there? Though, like now is really an important time to be alive. Can we say this?
Yeah.
Like everybody counts. Nobody gets to wiggle out of anything.
That's true.
Not me, not you, nobody. Everything's up for what? Inspection, really, isn't it? Like it's time to see what we've got, do an inventory, see what we're dealing with here. You know, and as king, I have this prerogative, right? I can order this, and I've done so. You know, it's time for the king's barf. I want to see what I'm working with here, and we're going to. It's happening, even whether I like it or not, isn't it? Like, you know, WikiLeaks. You know, that Bradley Manning is a son of a fucking bitch hero. And that those two Libyan pilots, heroes, unsung today because the current powers that be are uninterested in the people they allegedly serve. They're interested in the people they can bugger fuck continuously without them waking up while they're doing it.
Yeah.
That is the consciousness level of a bedbug. But a belligerent bedbug. A new dimension to bedbug. They're belligerent about sucking on your blood while you're not looking. Make too much noise, they'll whack you on the head.
That's true.
Like in Egypt. Yeah, I can't figure out how to get this fucking thing off Facebook onto my blog, but there's a handy dandy Randy police force there too, just like our boys. Get all horny, you know, jumping on people, kicking them in the head when they're already down.
Yeah.
Whacked them with a fucking club. The guy's on the ground, and they got pictures of Egyptian cops. You know, I don't know where they got their Vaseline tucked, but they're jumping on these fuckers when they're already down and lying on the ground. Oh, there's one lying down. Go and jump on him, kick him in the head. You know, fuck me. I never did that when I fought ever, and I was in fair fights, 1-on-1. This is like 9,000 fucking armed fucking militia on a bunch of fucking yelling protesters throwing rocks at them. Fuck. Dim-witted fucking beasts. I always thought, you know, like in the Bible it says, you know, and women will give birth to monsters, and I thought, you know, that proves the Bible is fucked. Never can happen. There's no woman that's ever given birth to a monster. These fuckers are monsters. Like, what's human about kicking another man while he's down? On the ground and already bleeding. I don't even think the fucker was conscious.
Probably not.
It's like a shark feeding frenzy. You understand the mentality of these fuckers? You're gonna let them loose on our people? Fuck this. Fuck it. Like, I got no armies. I got no, you know, fiat currency, right? Like, what the fuck am I gonna do? I'm fucking king of this joint. The fucking oceans are being killed by fucking juvenile delinquents on steroids and speed, and not the wit of a fucking peach pit. The whole fucking Rhodes Scholars, PhDs combined. In a stupor.
I know.
Stunned. thinking I can bugger fuck life for free. I'm on the fly now, pay never plan. It's patriotic and it's American. Bush said, you know, I never forget in response to, well, what would you do if the rest of the world said, you know what, it's not okay with us that you consume 80% of the world's resources and add nothing to it. And he said, well, I go to war with them. It's the American way. I'm the President of the United States. I'm protect the American way. And the American way is, we want to drive big cars, eat huge steaks, and tell the rest of the world go fuck himself, basically. I thought, you punk. You know, fuck. He grew up in my neighborhood. I punched him up just for fucking breathing. You understand? Like, he's a 50, 60-year-old man, and he winks at his boyfriends like a slut, a 14-year-old slut.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hundreds and hundreds of fucking times while he's giving people a hand job. So you think we can sell this as a comedy routine? You're a bundle of fucking laughs tonight, right? I'm pissed right fucking off. How come nobody else notices this shit? They're too stupid, aren't they? They're too much.
Yeah, they are.
They're all, it's all about me. It's like, me, 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 me.
That's it.
Yeah, in 2/4 time, or 4/4, 3/4 time, 4/4 time, 2/4 time. Doesn't make much difference. No such thing as 1/4 time, is there?
No.
That's like one hand clapping, right? It's difficult to get the music. Anyway, how are we going to smarten these people up, David? There's no such thing as smart pills, is there?
No, there isn't.
You basically have to worship the true to gain any access to the rivers of love.
That's true.
And there's no satisfaction anywhere else for anyone.
I'm beginning to see that.
You understand? Like these crackheads think, you know, they're gonna get it, and the next 20 pieces is gonna do it. Are they? The married man that's addicted to young chicks. Just the next young chick that's going to make the difference for me, right? Or the woman's addicted to nagging her husband or young boys. Doesn't make any difference really what it is, right? If I'm addicted to something, it's going to compromise my wit.
That's true.
Whether it's cigarettes, psychiatric medication, or stupor-inducing conduct like playing bagpipes and walking in a Marshall band to and trying to get. How do you get a hard on doing that? Like, you know, other guys' hairy legs. I guess, you know, it takes, I have found men attractive, you know, I have, and God help me, you know, I've loved a few of them, you know, well, one for sure, but not, you know, there's not many, you know, like, you know, if I were a woman today, I'd be a lesbian. I wouldn't give men the time of fucking day. Look at them. Hey, baby, I got $100 in my pocket. I'm gonna go for dinner and give me a blowjob. I mean, they're so desperate, they say, oh, okay. Better than nothing, better than staying home watching TV. I'll put up with you for half a night. Maybe you might get me drunk or something while we're at it. There's a lot of this going on, isn't there?
It's a sorry mess. It is a sorry mess.
So, my daughters are unloved, and so are all the men, all the boys. There's no men. In this world today, there are no men. We all gave our testicles to the women's movement for safekeeping. And you know what? They weren't very forthcoming about bringing them back. You know what? You ever see a woman come back with your testicles?
No.
No. Were they happier after we gave them to them?
No, they weren't.
Why not? That's what they said they wanted, remember? Women actually, if you ask them and they start telling you the truth, they'll say, we don't know what we want. We really don't. We don't know what we want, right? That's one of the functions men have, is to basically convince women of what they want. Most women. No, there's some women who do know what they want. Those ones are harder work.
Yeah, those ones that stay away from.
Those ones you stay away from it.
Yeah.
Anyway, I like to live dangerously. So, anyway, life is like people, have no idea. Like they need a complete education. There's nobody that knows anything anymore. Like their scientists know nothing and pretend they do, strut about as if they're erudite, and have the faintest fucking clue what they're talking about. Psychiatry falls into this blasphemy, so does physics, so does what? Education. Look at the fucking education you got now, right? Teaching doctors to be shopkeepers.
Yeah.
If your doctor doesn't make house calls willingly for you, he's not a doctor. He's like a pawnbroker. You're going to a pawnbroker for your fucking medicine. Why is that smart?
It's not.
Go to another pawnbroker for a second fucking opinion. It's like going to a lawyer for a second opinion. Oh yeah, we can help you out, no problem. Right? And when push comes to shove, well, we only practice, and pay the 50 grand to the girl on the way out. Understand? Like, what the fuck is this? So the entire system is collapsing as we speak.
That's true.
And so it's not going to take any effort from us to have this occur. It's doing it itself.
That's true.
Right? Our job, therefore, would be to somehow be around to pick up some of the pieces when it does fall.
That's true.
Because it's rotten from the inside out. And I am telling you, this current construct will not survive another 6 months. The truth will become glaringly apparent well ahead of this period of time. So, by June, truth will be in town. Like a motherfucking mongoloid ape sitting to your shoulder. And you don't have plenty of currency for her, you're fucked. Understand? Like, you've seen some of the costs to people of their conduct since you've been remotely associating with anything resembling truth. Can we say this?
Yeah, that's true.
Much of which is your own. Can we say this as well?
That's true, too.
But what's really poignant is watching other people go through it and see what they pay for stupidity. Can we say this? Like, it's heartbreaking to watch.
Yeah, it is.
Even for Lucifer, it's a heartbreaking thing to watch. Can we say this?
Yeah.
And the compelling thing about this is it's perversion. It's not trueness. Like, the definition of perness is to skew the true for benefit or gain. Okay? To skew the true for gain. Any kind, doesn't matter what it is, that's perversion. Can we say this?
Okay.
All right, so that's the definition of perversion. Yeah, has nothing to do with, or everything to do with sexuality or fiscal mismanagement or any other goddamn thing. I am skewing from the true for gain. Skew from the true. I think we can remember that, right? Skew from the true is fucked. Right? Like, to do that, everything and everybody loses in every way there is.
That's true.
Like, people thought they were making all this money, right? Now it's worthless. You trusted a bunch of whores and junkies, low-class whores and junkies with your children's lives and your assets.
That's true.
Understand? You got trailer trash running the fucking White House for like, what, 12 fucking years? And the CIA for fucking 30 before that? Still? The Republican Party? Still? Right to bear arms. Blow your fucking head off, you piss me off. All I's got to do is get 12 of my peers to grieves with me.
That's all.
It's democracy. I can get any asshole to be president as long as he sucks enough dick. That's what I figure. I can't see any other way to do it. Why would somebody pay $200 million to buy a $500,000 a year job for 4 years? Can you explain that to me so I can understand? I'm not too smart, you know.
No.
Why not? You're supposed to know all about perversion, all this other horse shit. Why don't you know about this stuff? Didn't think it was worth bothering with. Fuck. Let that sither on its own, right? Fuck. So.
I'll get back to you on
Give
that.
me a badge in a minute. Anyway, so this place needs a wake-up call. This is the last day, and we're your kind of auditing team here. I'm Adam. This is Lucifer. Your mother Eve's in town as well. You're not gonna get to see her until you start behaving, and right now you're so fucking sick and twisted. You're not coming within a million miles of her. So you wanna enjoy some more polluted soup. You wanna have the whales of our oceans have to communicate with you, beaching themselves again, you dim-witted fucks. Just keep doing what you're doing. If you want to power something different, begin or continue the King's Barf. Can we say this might be an idea, David?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I wouldn't lie to you. I'm your king. You do the King's Barf, you're going to make me happier than I am now. And I'm completely happy, but a lot happier than I am now. You don't, you're going to start pissing me off. Is it pleasant to be around me when I'm pissed off, David?
No.
No. Merry Christmas.